All right, good morning, guys. Back at it with another MLB DFS video. Just can't win. I don't even know what to say. We went um a couple Cincy bats, um Christian Yelich, Corbin Carroll, Nolan Arenado, Edman Goldschmidt. Some of these guys didn't do that bad. Verlander gave up four with five Ks, won seven, but that wasn't enough. I don't even know anything to add.
Yeah, I mean, the lineup construction was the real letdown. It just wasn't right. We should have added another card or another red to get more exposure to the stacks we like. One, if we had another cardinal, it would have been Wilson or Carlson. Probably Wilson. I mean, Carlson double dunk, so that's like post recency bias, whatever. Um, if we got another red, it definitely would have been Friedel, but he was 20% owned, so it didn't wasn't like that really mattered anyways. And then Verlander, we were hoping that Houston would continue to suck, and they really did. I mean, they only put up four and three were on a, one home run. But he just did not come out on top of that game. He went seven, but just wasn't enough.
Yeah, it's can't buy a win, but it happens. We move. Um, just move on to pitchers. Castillo, Otani, Nola, Kopech, Darvish, Garrett Whitlock, Sonny Gray, and the list goes on, sort of. So what are you targeting right now? What's interesting?
I mean, Castillo's in a great spot here. The Yankees just stink. I think they were able to get the win yesterday, right, against Kirby, but it was another low scoring, terrible offensive performance type game. I think he can go six here, maybe seven Ks, somewhere around 43, maybe gets you the win, gets you like 49. But I mean, Otani has the higher upside, I think, especially what we saw with Detmers yesterday against the Dodgers. But it's a different ball game. He's a righty, Detmers a lefty. Uh, I mean, Sonny Gray 9-9 just doesn't feel right, and him being so far down on the pitching tool, it's kind of a red flag. Don't think I'm going to go there. Kopech, same thing. He's straight out somewhere in the middle. Texas is just dangerous. I mean, if Kopech doesn't get a few earned, like in the first couple innings, he could put up a solid score because his strikeout upside is so high. But I could see Texas, laying 4 or 5 down, maybe gets you 7 Ks, but it's just not going to be enough at 9-5. Nola probably will be the highest owned guy today besides Castillo, probably about the same at like 25% if I had to guess. Um, Atlanta is dangerous. They looked pretty bad yesterday, but I think it's just because they weren't on the main slate and they like to tilt us. So when on the main slate, they're just going to absolutely nuke. So Nola's fine. He's been better recently. He can definitely get you the quality start, which you like to free extra 4 points. He's basically got it in every game this year almost. Um, the question is, can you get you that 9 to 10K strikeout upside? I think he has it still. Um, Darvish, I like just because the ballpark sucks and these games just keep ending like 4-3. So if he can keep his earned runs to three, get you 7Ks, he's fine at 9-1. It's just not as fun just because San Fran has been good the last week and a half. I think they're on a 9 game win streak or something. I don't really know much about this Cleveland pitcher, Gavin Williams. So I have to look more into him, but facing Oakland, I'm sure he's fine. Perez, no thanks. Schmidt Schother, no thanks. And I don't really see anything under that. I mean, Whitlock is an interesting price at 6-6. That seems pretty cheap for him, but I don't know if I'll need the salary today.
Yeah, this is a bad pitching slate. There's literally like three or four in consideration, and then everyone else is like Castillo, like you said, good matchup, highest stone at 27%. Otani facing the Dodgers might be a little tough, but then again, it's Shohei Otani. He leads the Angels in everything, every stat you can think of. He leads a team. Nola, 23% sure. I can't even I can't think of any good reason why to start Kopech other than he's 4%. You Darvish at 12. Anytime he's kind of like a Senga. Anytime I play him, he sucks. So I'm gonna stay away. It is interesting. His price is at 9-1, but in San Fran, probably not the ideal spot. Smith Shawver, no. Martin Perez, no. Michael Grove. I mean, he is playing the Angels, but no. That's kind of it's if I had to choose someone, I'd probably go Nola, Castillo, Otani. Like rank those three. Do I sound big crazy? How would you rank those three?
I'd probably go Castillo, Nola, Otani, and then now I'm looking more into this Whitlock price is just kind of ridiculous. 6,600 for this guy. He's 7K on DraftKings, which means he should be probably like 76, 7,800 on FanDuel. So it's just like a complete misprice by about $1,000. He's fifth on the top pitching tool, ahead of Kopech, ahead of Sonny Gray, who are 3K more than him. And he's not even owned. He's 5%. So I'm starting to look more into him, but I would rank those top three guys, and if I need to pay down, I'll play Whitlock.
It's actually kind of funny because his last two starts, he's had over 40, one game against the Yankees, one against Colorado.
I mean, bad teams, but I mean, Minnesota is also a bad team.
All right, so I guess we're gonna roster Garrett Whitlock today. All right, let's move on to sticks. This is where I think it gets a little interesting. So right now it's got Texas, Atlanta, um, Chicago, Cleveland, Angels, Boston, Minnesota, and you can see everything here. What's standing out right now?
When I was looking at Stochastics tool here and then comparing it to Ballpark Pal, the White Sox project out the best. I don't like that they're the most owned stack at 13%. That's kind of annoying. I was hoping to get some leverage there, but I mean, I like them a lot. Texas on the other side is also fine. Kopech gives up some decent power, so I could see them putting up a couple. Atlanta, like we said, Nola, boomer bust type guys, so they could get a hold of him, and it's the best offense in baseball. But like, they're so annoying. I don't think I'm going to play him. Maybe a mini, if anything. Cleveland against Oakland again. They're just not exciting. Like they don't hit bombs. They have a couple guys that can take bags, but not really. Um, I just don't like them. I mean, Jose Ramirez, sure. Jimenez, Rosario, those guys are fine. Kwan's always getting on base, but just doesn't seem like the upside's all there. Angels against Michael Grove. I mean, they're also so frustrating to play. Uh, they're fine though. I mean, you see them putting up like 5 or 6. Boston is probably the most interesting to me. They looked really good yesterday, playing against Sonny Gray, who's been pretty shaky recently. Um, I can see them being a good leverage spot because Sonny Gray's, a high price pitcher. He's going to gain some ownership, and they're the highest stack on the board against a quality pitcher. So I don't think they'll gain that much ownership. They're projecting 5% as a stack right now. So I like Boston. And I don't think I really want to get to the Dodgers against Otani. Uh, that's pretty much it. Maybe like 3, 4 main offenses to target: the White Sox, Rangers, Braves, Minis, some Cleveland guys if you need the positionality, Angels, Boston.
I pretty much agree with all of that. I will say this. Philly is playing this rookie kid, AJ Smith Shaw or whatever his name is. I think his last start is where he went the longest. I think he went 5. Let me pull it up. So his first start, he went 2 1/3 against Washington, 5 1/3 against Colorado, 5 2/3. So he actually hasn't been that bad. But playing Philly, with the bats there, I don't know. There's something about Philly that kind of stands out. I'm not saying like you have to main stack them or prioritize them in any sense, but if you're doing a 4-2-2 or something, doesn't hurt to take a shot at them. Let me see. Mine is 4% leverage, 6% being the top stack, 4.5 team total. And the crazy thing about this slate is everyone is besides Texas being at 5, everyone else is projected between 4.4 and 4.9 team total. So it could get a little interesting there. Yeah, Texas against Kopech. Yeah, sadly. Atlanta against Philly. I kind of see it, but I mean, I don't know. Nola's been good. I can definitely see Atlanta blowing him up a little bit, but White Sox against Martin Perez, I'll take it. Robert Vaughn, Eloy, even like Yasmani, who's a switch hitter, that can be good. Cleveland against Oakland, yeah, makes sense, but I don't know. I hate Cleveland. Angels, like you said, they're frustrating, but they have a good matchup against Michael Grove. I don't hate that. It's kind of it. I know Sonny Gray's been getting lit up a little recently, so I don't mind Boston a little bit, but kind of the same thing. Don't prioritize them. That's the way I see it. You want to do home runs or lineup generator?
New home runs first.
All right, lead us off.
I'm going to start with one of your boys, Andrew Vaughn. And then I'm going to stay in the same game and go on the other side with Corey Seager. And then my last guy will be Lindor from the Mets.
So I'm gonna go with Jake Berger, who should be in the All-Star game. Probably not, but so I'm gonna go Jake Berger, Bryce Harper, and Brandon Drury, Reds legend. Sure. All right. Lineup generator time. All right. Fanduel main slate. What stack type do we want to run?
I want to go 4-2-2 just because the main stacks really stand out. And we can do all lineups and just see what fits. See, Whitlock being third is just absurd. This doesn't make sense. You can skip it now. Save, and then let's see what kind of pitcher exposures we get.
Just save all 20 in a row.
Yay, more Cleveland.
So most exposure,
Buxton's
20.
3K? Bro, what is FanDuel doing?
You can get a better guy at 3-2.
It's true. Buxton's been terrible, but I mean, he's got the upside of a 5K guy.
Buxton just came back from the IL not too long ago. So yeah, most exposed pitcher. Well, what did I do? Nice. Most exposed pitcher right now, Otani. Then it goes to Nola, then Castillo. Okay. Ooh, Clint Frazier. Okay, I actually don't mind some of the exposure. Got some Cleveland, got some White Sox. Not as many Angels as I thought. Gotta trade Tim.
What happened to Hunter Renfro? He was on a heater for a minute and then has done nothing.
Some cheaper guys at the bottom here for the White Sox. Here's a couple Phillies, couple Rangers. Bo Naylor, there's another one.
He was min price yesterday. 2-3 now.
There's another Naylor. Great. Just what I want. That should just about do it. Is there anything else we missed? Anything you want to reiterate?
Not really. Just make sure to check out our lineup about 15 minutes before lock. We submitted an early lineup today, so hopefully that goes well. Usually it doesn't, but it was too enticing with being like a 7-gamer not to play. Make sure to check out Stochastic's tools in our description for the data you need, and like and subscribe if you haven't already.